Hello everybody, this is Joseph Propati, and today in this video I'm going to be doing an unboxing video of my game CIA Sniper. So this is a game I had started a long time ago. I hadn't really got a good start on it, and then just something hit and I had just an epiphany, and things just started coming together, and it really came out great. It just did a lot of play testing on it, had some outside play testing on it, and I'm really excited about it. It's kind of a different concept. The mechanics are to me, some new mechanics that I've created that I really like. And it's currently, right now, you can get the files on Game Board Geek, so it's playable by doing a print and play. And this here is my prototype because I want to sell it on the Game Crafter, make it available to others. So here's, let's you know what, let's go ahead and get this wrap off so there's no glare. But so this is what you would get if you purchased it through the Game Crafter. So here's the front cover, side. Alright, and then we have the back. So CIA Sniper, it's a solitary game, 30 to 60 minutes. There's all your components. This is what it looks like when you have everything kind of set up. Kind of gives you a layout where the cards would be, but these are your general components and then your setup. And then I'll just give you the premise. CIA Sniper, you are a newly trained agent specializing in sniper ops. The new job is to work with foreign agencies and travel the globe tracking down international terrorists, drug dealers, dictators, assassins, and all-around bad guys. You're given a steady stream of contracts to develop your skills and earn money. In the beginning, you will travel the globe accepting easier contracts for quick cash and skill development. As your skill increases, you can accept more difficult contracts, which will earn you even more money and skill points. Each contract provides specific locations, target parameters that will take you across the globe into different cities, earning huge profits for success and more aggressive tactics from enemy agents. Don't stay in a specific city too long, or these enemy agents will track you down and try to capture you. All right, let's go out. Let's check it out. So, those that have purchased games from Game Crafter, these are a little different than you would have as a retail version. You know, Game Crafter does one-offs. They create games where you can do small print runs. So they tend to do their, they label everything because it's kind of QA testing. So, and then they package everything so it's kind of nice and tight. So here we have, these are our cards. These are the money cards. There's all our tokens, dice. And then in this game, you'll also have some laser cut components. And something to know about these, whenever you take these out, definitely have a napkin or something handy, because you're going to want to wipe off those edges because they leave a little bit of soot on everything. So before you take these out and just throw them back in the box, make sure you pop them out, clean them out. And the easiest way, I think, is to pop them all out, put them in a stack, and then just run each side over a napkin. Turn it, run it, turn it, and then that'll get all that soot off it. And then you can put them back in a bag. So we have our instructions. Okay, so let's put this back. And let's talk about each piece of component. So here we'll talk first the game boards. There's 2 game boards in here that you get. And then I'll explain kind of the mechanics that go with these. So here's the map board. This gets your general global layout where you'll be traveling across the globe. Yellow are major cities where contracts are at. Other cities, the red are where you'll be completing contracts, where your those contract enemies will be. Then you have, weather conditions down here, because each time you're trying to set up a shot, weather conditions have a huge effect on it. And then here's all the different cities that you have. So this is your global map. And then here we have this is our player board, character board, and our shot analysis board. And so this is one of the mechanics I was talking about that I kind of developed. It's a zero-in type of mechanic that uses your skills, and the higher your skill gets, the better you can get on your shot. So you have dice here that represent, colored dice that represent your skills. Skills start at 1. You can increase them as you go up, as you have successful shots. You have skill bonus modifiers. These are the tokens here that help you when you're trying to complete a contract. They will give you bonuses, modifiers. And then you have over here the other die cut pieces are your stamps, your passport stamps. So you obviously need a stamp for your passport to get into certain locations, certain cities. And then over here you'll have your shot analysis board. This is the meat of it. This is what gets you to either complete and have a successful contract, or you miss a shot. So you'll have some cubes on the outside, dice, white dice here, and the mechanic works where the skill level and all these different factors you have. Weather, that's a factor that you want to get these cubes into the center. Dead center means a perfect shot. You have one in a face, then you have a head, and these parameters, as you get these better shots, they will give you more skill points. That will increase. So it's a leveling up in the sense you got skill points you get to use as they increase. They also affect how future contracts work, whether they're a little bit easier to succeed. And then, as you use your dice, you roll, so there is a little bit of a luck factor, but there's mitigation to those dice based on the modifiers, your skills, weather, and I'll show you those in the weather cards. But so this is the meat of it. This shot analysis board and the cubes and getting those into center in to get that shot. So we have that. Then we'll talk about these a little bit. We have our passports. These are our passport stamps. So you pay for these, and then as you put them on your character card, you will be able to have more locations you can get to actually make those, fulfill those contracts. Because even though you can pick up a contract, if you don't have a stamp to get in the city, you can't fulfill that contract. So you'll pay for stamps. These components are, again, these skill bonus modifiers. You get these as you go from either level 3. So once you hit level 3, you'll be able to add these to it. And these, when your dice go to 3 and then 4, 5, 6, you'll be able to flip it over and it will be level 6. And then it gets a little bit higher modifier. So you can, as you increase all your dice, get all these modifiers, which will really help you on your shots. So that's what these tokens are for. And again, these are the laser cut ones. And we have our money. This is what you will earn when you have successful contracts. So there are different money amounts for the different type of contracts. There's like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. You got 500,000, then you have 1,000,000. So you'll use these money cards as you successful complete contracts, and then you can also use these to buy certain things. There's a rifle upgrade that you can buy, and there's also money that can be used to also mitigate your cubes, and there's also money that you can use to benefit, like I said, buying stamps, passport stamps. So you'll use this. There's only 4 denominations. There's 50K, 100K, then you have 500K, and 1 million. So 4 different denominations. That's these. I think there's 10 of each of those. Then we have our physical components. These, we have 6 dice that are used for the shot analysis. And then we have our 6 colored dice, specific colors that range from white, yellow, red, blue, green, and black. These are what track all your skills. Then we have component-wise, we have this little black guy, this meeple. This is you that will move around on the global map. And these 4 meeple are the enemy agents that are constantly tracking you down. So every time you get a successful contract, another guy will come out. So, or when you have a certain amount of, there's a range where more agents will come out, but you can also take those agents out, right? So they fluctuate with the more that are on the map board, the harder it is to move around, and it really gets kind of tricky. So these little yellow guys are enemy agents that they're the ones that are tracking you on the global map. Then we have our 6 cubes. These are used for the shot analysis board, and these get moved based on what the skill levels are because they match the skill level colors. This is your weather day tracker. So this little red token gets moved along the weather days, because if you set up for a shot on a contract, certain contracts will have a number of days that it takes, maybe 2 days, 4 days, 3 days, 6 days. And those days represent weather days. And the weather can change from day to day. So you want to be able to track which day you're on and what weather it is on that day, what type of weather. Here we have this little black token. There's certain events, and I'll show you on these cards, that will knock out or block out a city. It'll be on lockout because maybe there's agents there, or there's something going on where they have got an idea that you might be there. So you'll put this on the city, and that's a city you can't go to. What makes it tough is you might have a contract that needs to be fulfilled in a specific city, and if this is on it, you can't go in there to complete the contract except for a later turn. So that's what this is. So that's pretty cool. Go ahead and put these back. And like I said, all the components through Gamecraft are just of the highest quality. I love their dice. Wait till I show you the cards. They have linen finish. But these are just, they came out really nice. Alright, so we have this. And then the cards. Alright, here's a big part of the game. So we have different types of cards in here. Contracts, weather cards, event cards. And I want to show these cards because they're linen finish, and they just are really solid. They'll take a lot of wear, a lot of shuffles. I love how Gamecrafter does their cards. They just do an incredible job. So we'll go ahead and separate these out. We have our weather cards, contracts, events, weather. Now there's 3 event types, conditions, which can be from really good to really bad. And they are represented by yellow, red, and green. So green, obviously, the really nice days, nice and sunny, clear skies, and you have yellow, which could be a little cloudy, maybe a little sprinkle, might be some lightning, and then the red are just like, could be snow and hail, just pouring monsoon rain. So they trying to do these shots in all these different type of weather conditions can really affect your cubes and the way that your shot parameters are set up. So first, let's go ahead and we'll talk about the contracts. So here's all the contract cards. There's a bunch of these, I think 27, and they range all different kinds. You have 100,000, 300,000, 500,000. Here's 1 million. And obviously, the lower the contract amount, the easier that contract will be. You get into the high ones that are 1 million. You'll see we have these modifiers from pluses to minuses, and those again do a direct effect on the parameters of your shot. So if we talk about, let's just kind of cover a card real quick. So we have these contracts, right? Which, here's the logo. And you'll have a target. The details, so that'll be who the target is on, usually where, you know, who's a part of the contract and why they're being set up on a hit. The location, here we have the number of the city, which will correspond to the number on the global map, which it'll say Washington, D.C. Weather type, so you'll have these two types of weather, be 1 and 2, which will represent 1 is the really good green and 2 is the yellow. Then we have our modifiers for these different 3 parameters, sight, range, and cover. So these will have plus or minus modifiers or 0 modifiers. Again, those have a direct effect, so if it's plus, it'll move it closer to the face. If it's a minus, it'll move it away from the head. Then we have our time frame, that's how many days you have to finish the contract, and then your price, what you'll get paid. So just a bunch of these that you'll have access to. So these are our contract cards. Then our events. Now these are turn events. These happen every turn, and they go from having a city blocked out to you can't move into it, or your disguise has been affected. So in a skill, it'll affect the skill roll on that type of skill. And you have these 6 different types of skills. You have disguise, travel, ballistics, marksmanship, target planning, and positional shooting. And these, as you're developing these skills, they have an effect, good or bad, based on what the event of that day could be. So like lockdown, so we'll have this specific city, and if it's a city, that means you can't pull any contracts from that city. If it's a red one, like, let's see, you could have some that'll just say a specific city type, you know, that's locked down, or you have, like there's Tokyo that's locked down, and you have complete a contract this day, and you get a bonus for that. Take an extra player movement. So they have a lot of these events, there's the logo, they have a good and a bad effect on that turn. So, but they're turned over every single turn. So sometimes you get lucky, sometimes they're not good. And it's just what can happen that's going on around the globe. And then we have our weather cards. We'll go ahead and separate these out. There's one thing I kind of wish that Game Crafter would kind of set these up and actually maybe organize them, just because you could see the logos, you could see what would go. So I'll do a quick on these. These are all the different types of weather cards. These are 1, you know, weather type 1. And like I said, these are the better weather types, nice and sunny. And then you'll have these modifiers, how they affect the skill based on your shot analysis. So great conditions for the best shot. So you have a +4 to 1 skill level, or spread out among these. So meaning +4, you could take one of these skills, like ballistics, and move it 4 forward. Or you can take 4 of those and move them each one. So that's a really good positive modifier to your shot. Then you have, and these are, like I said, are mainly in the positives. These sunny days, weather conditions ones are really helpful. Weather condition 2, kind of a mix. You have some kind of good and bad. You'll see that some are plus. Add +1 to disguise and marksmanship. You know, but then it might get down to subtract 1 from disguise and position shooting. So then we, you know, so we have our, these, like I said, our weather cards. You know, these are our 3 condition weather cards. 1, 2, and 3. Good, you know, so-so, medium, and then just bad. So, and those correlate to the conditions on the contract cards. And then finally, we have our rule book for CIA Sniper. So I've got my contents, all pages, game overview, here's all the components, right? And one thing about this that I'm going to be going through, like very detailed, is what I need to clean up and fix. I see a couple things that I'll want to work on, just some text, something on the back of the box where there's one, all the left was all capitalized. I want to fix that. But here's the setup, parameters on setting up the game. Here's accepting contracts, you know, the map board, explanation on stamps. I want to be looking at all these and make sure that nothing's cut off. Talks about the bonus modifiers. Shot analysis board. See, it's very close to the edge here, so I got to be careful with that. Contract cards. And then here's a analysis of taking a full shot with a contract card. So it gives you all the step-by-step details of how that would play out. And skill points, successful shot, unsuccessful shot. Sequence of play. Here's your sequence of play, so you could leave this out. And these are all the steps you have when you do eight steps per turn. And here's your victory condition chart to see where you're at. See if you're an expert sniper or just a beginning sniper, and how much money you've earned. And it kind of goes over, basically it's if you run out of contracts or if you make, if you successfully complete 10 contracts to win the game. So there's win and lose conditions, and then we'll see how much money you've earned at the end to see what type of level you're at. So that's something I'm going to go over on all this. But these are all the components for my game, CIA Sniper. Let's close these up. There you go. So if this is something that interests you, it will be, once I clean it up, make sure I've caught any mistakes, I will make this available. And you can find all the information for this on Board Game Geek or soon on The Game Crafter. I would like to do a crowd sale on this so I could save some people some money. But again, I need to go through all the cards, all the components, the rules, and just make sure that everything is clean and that there's no mistakes on anything. And then I will make it available. And I will announce that on Board Game Geek so everybody knows when the game's going on sale. So thank you for watching. Again, my name is Joseph Propati. This is CIA Sniper. And thank you for watching. If these kind of things interest you, I make a lot of different games. I do videos of different games that I make. I will be doing a playthrough of this boxed version so you can see how it looks laid out and play a few turns on it. And there are already some videos of the pre-prototype components that you can watch. Shows how the game's played on Board Game Geek. But I will be doing a full playthrough on this one with all these components because they just look amazing. So keep an eye out for that. But if you subscribe to my channel and you hit that little notification button, then you'll get a heads up on when this thing pops up on YouTube. So I appreciate the support, and it always helps me out. Thank you for watching, and until next time.